Hi everyone, today I'm looking at expansion and factorization using special algebraic identities. So as you can see over here, right, the question gives us 2y plus 3, 2x plus 3. I apologize. Maybe I'll just zoom this in a little bit more. Okay, just zoom it all the way in. Okay, here, right here. So as you can see over here, they gave us 2x plus 3y to the power of 2. So this is the first part, and then we have the second part. Now, very importantly, right, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, can I use something called special identity? I tell my students, if you are going for a concert and I give you a special pass, or maybe if you are in USS and I give you, the priority pass, and you decided to just go for the normal queue, or instead of the priority queue, then that doesn't make sense because why are you going to the normal queue when you have the priority queue pass? You get what I'm trying to say? So same thing over here. If you can use special identity, use special identity, right? A lot of students, when they see this, right, they ignore special identity. They just went to do this, which is okay. But in this worksheet, I really want you all to be trained on how to use special identity. So what I will do is I will say that this is a plus b squared. And what I will do now is, since I know this is the first one, in fact, we call this type 1, you all might want to quickly write that down as well. I know type 1, if I want to expand it, I must get to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So what's my, first thing first, what's my a? My a is 2x, right? I want my a squared, which is equals to 4x squared. So this will then become, let's write this down first. This will then become 2x to the power of 2. All right. In fact, since you already know 2x to the power of 2 is 4x squared, you can just write as 4x squared plus 2 bracket a, it's,
Correct.
I apologize, 2x, not 2a, right? B, it's 3y. What's my b squared? Let's write it out. B, it's, what's my b? B is 3y. B squared, it's 9y squared. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to plus 9y squared first. Make sense? Now, once I'm done with this, I can move on to the second one. You can see the second one is this, right? And you see, I'm very intentional when it comes to drawing my arrow. I make sure that my arrows are properly drawn. You get what I'm trying to say? So this one, I cannot use special identity, so I just have to do the usual expansion. Minus 2x times 4x, that becomes negative 8x squared.
X correct.
And then finally, the second rainbow is minus 2x times minus 3y. That gets me to positive 6xy. Agree? Then what I want to do is 4x squared remains. I can solve whatever that is over here first. A lot of my students, I always remind them, I tell them, guys, you focus on this one first, right? You focus on what is in the bracket first. So the 2 remains. This part becomes 2 times 3y. That gets me to 6xy. In fact, I don't have to leave the 2 over there. I can just say that this is 6xy times 2. That gets me to an answer of 12xy. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Plus 9y squared, right? Over here, it's minus 2 times 4. That gets me to minus 8x squared. Minus 2 times minus 3y gets me to positive 6xy. So I will just write out everything first. And now, I will group them. I will regroup them. Or in fact, I will same family sit together.
Sit together.
4x squared definitely goes with this. True? So 4x
Yeah.
squared goes with negative 8x squared plus 12xy. 12xy, you will call for 6xy plus 9y squared. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to show you the first group. This is the first group, right? 4 minus 8 minus 4x squared. The second group that we have, maybe I'll just use purple. The second group that we have, it's 18xy.
18xy plus
Finally,
9y squared.
very good. So plus 9y squared. Understand? So when you expand, this is your answer for this question.
Yeah, sure.
Now, as you can see over here in the second question, right, we can see that these, my question to you is, are they what we call special identities? Can I say that
Yes.
this is, well, it looks like A minus B, A plus B,
A
true?
plus, so it's type 3.
Yeah, very good. So this is type 3. So again, if you are given the special identity pass, of course you want to use it. What? Agree or disagree? Right. So what I will do first, I will write it at the side. If for type 3, right, since they have given us brackets, we are going to change it to no bracket, which is a squared plus b squared. This is what I want. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So what's my A? My A is actually 5m squared. Make sense? Okay.
Yes.
My A squared is actually equals to 25m to the power of 4. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Then
It would be
finally, for my
2n,
B is 2n. Very good. For my B squared will then definitely be 4n
4n
squared.
square.
Make sense? So
Yeah.
in this situation, what I want, I'm trying to achieve this part. True? So if I have
Mhm.
given you the special identity pass, then you must use the rule in type 3. You get what I'm trying to say? All right. Some people they call
Yeah.
it special rule. So we like to call it SI, special identity. All right. But if you have heard of this term called special rule, this also works. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So from here itself, right, what you're going to do is, of course, you know that A squared plus B squared is what I am trying to achieve. Isn't that true?
Yes.
You have already achieved it. So you're just going to write 20. Oh, in fact, no more bracket, right? Why is it no more bracket?
Because we're trying to remove the brackets.
Expand it. Very good. So you're trying to expand it. That means to say I exclude the bracket in my answer. Do you
Answer.
understand or don't understand?
Yeah.
Can? All right. So that's your answer for this question.
Yeah, sure.
Now, in the next question, you can see that this is again, once again, it's already with brackets. So they are actually asking us to expand it. You get what I'm trying to say? All right, using our SI, or some of you say
Special
SR.
identities.
Yeah, or special rule. Correct now. So in this situation, the first one, right? The first one we can see it's A minus B squared.
So then it
Second
would
one,
be,
nothing much, right? The second one is just normal. Correct or not? In fact, you don't have to do
yeah.
anything at all. So for
Mhm.
the first one, since it's A minus B squared, it becomes A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. Make sense?
Yeah.
And my A in this situation is X. True? So my A squared is
Yes.
actually X squared. True? I like to work this out
Yes.
because my B is 2Y. So my B squared is 4Y squared. True? So
Yeah.
once I have this, I will say x squared minus 2 bracket. What's my A? My A is x. What's my B? My B is 2y. What's my B squared? My B squared is 4y squared. True?
Yes.
Okay, I have no space. I'm just going to erase all of this, maybe shift it downwards later. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to write it down once again. So at least those of you who are not too sure, you can see. So A is x. A squared is x squared. B is 2y. B squared is 4y squared. Got it?
Yes.
From here itself, you're just going to continue with the one on the other side. True?
Yeah.
Let's solve whatever we can solve over here first. Okay? X squared remains. I always tell my students, focus on these two first. X times 2y. That becomes 2xy. Then you times another 2 over here. That becomes negative
4xy
4xy plus
plus
4y
4y
squared.
squared.
This part a lot of you would think, oh yeah, nothing much to do. Yeah, you're right, nothing much to do. But always remember there's an invisible one over here. But because it's a positive invisible one, my expressions still stays the same. True? Okay,
Yeah.
so then my x squared remains as x squared. Can I group negative 4xy with anything? I cannot. Remains as x4xy. True. My 4y
Yeah.
squared remains. My 2x remains. And my 5y remains. Agree or disagree?
This is your final answer.
Yeah, so actually there's nothing you can do in this situation. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything that you can add together?
No.
No. So that's the reason why this is your answer for this question. Now, in the next question, as you all can see over here, okay, we have 3 bracket x plus 4. So this is definitely my a plus b squared. And this is basically my type.
1.
Good. Right? Okay, in the second part, 2 minus x2 plus x is actually what we say. This part over here,
Uh, we
we
could
know it
expand.
is what? Sorry?
We have to expand.
A minus B, A plus
Oh,
B,
to
which is
type
what?
3.
So I'm just going to write down what I want in orange, okay? A plus B squared, I want it to be A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. True? For type
Yeah.
3, I want it to be A squared minus B squared. True? Right?
Yeah.
Because they gave us in factorized form. The ones with bracket is always called factorized. Like I always say, favor the bracket means I love the bracket, means I want the bracket. So where are my brackets? Can you sing that? I'm just kidding. Okay, now, so what is going to happen now is, of course, for the first part, you can, again, write out x squared plus 2 bracket x.
Then we
Your
have to write it on the sides.
4. Huh? Sorry?
Can we like
You
write the
you
key
want
on the
to sure,
sides?
of course. All right, I'll write on this side. I will write on this side. Oh, what is this? What is this? What is this? Wait, sorry, give me a while. Just okay. All right. So from here itself, sorry, let me continue. From here itself, you can see that my a squared, my a is x, right?
Yeah. So your A is X,
Okay,
is
these
squared
are
X squared.
are called your workings. You understand?
Yeah.
16. Can you understand? So you are going to
Yes.
obviously plus 16 over here. True?
Yes.
Minus 2 remains now, but we can write this one over here. Your a is 2, your a squared is 4, your b is x, your b squared is x squared. Agree or disagree? Make sense? So
Yeah.
instead of writing a minus ba plus b, now you can just simply say 4 minus x squared. Make sense?
Yeah.
Do you understand? 4 minus x squared. All right, then from here itself, what is going to happen? You put 3 outside, of course, you can solve whatever that is over here. True? All right,
Yeah.
x squared plus 8x plus 16. This part over here can solve as well. This one you can expand as per usual, right? And when I expand, I want to be very intentional. What do I mean by that? Minus 2 times 4, minus 2 times minus x. So that gets me to minus 8, positive 2x squared. Can you understand?
Yes.
Okay, then this one you just expand it in as well. All right, so you get 3x squared plus 24x plus 16 times 3. How much is that? 16 times 3, we get to an answer of
48.
48. Very good. And then this part over here, you just, as per you, just write it down. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Then from here, right, you realize that same family sit together, right? We can actually go with 3x squared with 2x squared. True?
Yeah.
Plus 24x plus 40. Are you understanding? All
Yeah.
right. Got it? All right. So this first part, 3x squared plus 2x squared, this is the part that we need to make sure we do it properly. Okay, we'll get to something called 5x squared. Sorry, ignore this question first. I'm not doing this question. Plus 24x plus 40. And therefore, this is my answer for this question. Now, in this question, you can see very obviously that this is a special identity. Okay, so over here, you can see this is basically a minus b squared. Make sense?
Yeah.
So let's ask ourselves, if I have a minus b squared, I want to have, or in fact, I want to achieve something like this. So let's ask ourselves
So
once again, yeah, what's my a? My a is 4a, right? What's my a squared? My a squared is 4a to the power of 2. So that's the reason why it's 16a squared. B
yeah.
is 3 over 4e. So b squared will become 3 over 4e with a square over here. That becomes 9 over 16e squared. Can you understand?
Yes.
So from here itself, right, because you want this, right? So we are going to use this as our basis. A squared is 16a squared. True? Minus 2 bracket a. A is what? 4a. Very good. B is what? B is 3 over 4e. Very good. Plus b squared. B squared is what? 9 over 16e squared. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Well, the first part, 16a squared remains. It is the second part that we need to solve, right? So let's solve which part first. I will always tell my students that we solve what is in the bracket first. So whatever that is over here. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
All right, so 4 times numbers and numbers, you focus on 4 times 3 over 4, that becomes 3. This becomes 3AE, but don't forget there's a minus 2 over here. So minus 6AE plus 9 over 16E squared. Can you understand?
Yeah.
All right, and therefore this is my answer for this question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, in the second question, y'all can see, right? In the first part over here, right? We already know that this first part over here, okay, I'm just gonna write it down for you. This entire thing over here is basically my a plus b A
Square.
minus B.
Oh, yeah.
Got it? Right? However, in this part over here, nothing. This is just normal. However, this is type 3.
3.
Okay, so what I'm trying to achieve, I'm trying to achieve a situation whereby it will be a squared minus b squared. Make sense?
Yeah.
So the first thing I have, right? Let's talk about a squared first. Okay, or in fact, let's talk about a first. For a itself is 6p. Make sense?
Wouldn't it be a square
6p.
plus b square?
No, it's a squared minus b squared, type 3. Okay, I can write down for you type 1. Let's talk about type 1 first. Type 1, if you are given a plus b squared, you want to transform. So it's interchangeable. You understand? You want to turn it into a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Can you understand?
Yeah.
Type 2. Type 2, we will have a minus b squared, and it's interchangeable. Once again, it depends on what the question gave you and what is the answer, or what do they want the answer to be. Do you understand? So if the
Yeah.
question were to give you this, that means they want you to make it into this. From
Yes.
bracket to no bracket is called expansion.
Mm-hmm.
From no bracket to bracket is called factorization.
Factorization.
Yeah. Okay, and it's very normal that you'll be confused, okay? But we just keep revisiting, and it's perfectly fine to be confused. You get what I'm trying to say? All right,
Yeah.
a plus b, a minus b. So I want it to become, it's interchangeable. I want it to become a squared minus b squared. Can you understand? Now, more
Yeah.
importantly, right, is actually this part. Can I just explain to you how did we get to here? If you were to use the usual way, like you don't want to use special identity, right? Then you just go and multiply, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, you get to a squared minus ab plus ab minus b squared. Then we look at this part over here. What does that become? Nothing what? Minus plus.
0. So it's just
Yeah,
a
very good.
square
That's why it's
minus
a
b
squared
square.
minus b squared. Can you see how is this? How did that actually become this one over here?
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from?
Basically, it's just giving you the formula automatically
Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say?
without taking the time to process and find out the
Absolutely,
formula.
without having to go and expand. You get what I'm trying to say? Because you have the special pass. Agree or disagree? All right, it's
Yeah.
just that when you go
Agree.
to USS, it's the same thing, right? When you have the special pass, do you take a different roller coaster? No, you still take the same roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
Why not? But you get to the roller coaster way faster than others. Can you understand?
Definitely.
Okay, good analogy, right?
Yes.
Let's go. Okay, now over here you can see. Sorry. Okay, over here you can see. All right, what I have just now. I was working on this. I was working on this. So that was a very good question, by the way, student. Now over here, a squared becomes what? 36p squared. Make sense? Can you
B
understand?
will be Q.
All right. Then after that, we will
P
for
will be
b is
Q.
q. Very good. B squared is
And B
equal
square is
to
Q
q
square.
squared. Very good. Can you understand?
Yeah.
When that happens, okay, what you're going to do from here itself, immediately you can jump into this already. True? All right,
Yeah.
you can jump into this. What do I mean by that? That means you can get to this answer, all right? This answer, which is what? 36p squared minus away q squared. Make sense? Minus
Yeah.
5p bracket p minus q. So I have not solved this part. I have not solved this part. Make sense? Which is something that I'm
Yeah.
going to do right now. What am I going to do right now? I'm just going to expand this
Expands.
part. Can you understand? All right, so 36p squared minus q squared minus 5p squared positive 5pq. Can you understand? Which one can
Yeah.
be put together? Group them together. Cannot group together, then you leave it as it is. So 36p squared minus 5p squared minus q squared plus 5pq. You look at this and you tell me what is this? You get to 20. No kidding. 31p squared minus q squared plus 5pq. And this is my answer for this question.
Yeah.
Now, in this next question, right, as you can see over here, the question says z minus 3q. In fact, I will just go straight into identifying what is this. Isn't this a minus b squared? And then
Yes.
this one, or in fact, I will just continue to tell you a minus b squared is type 2.
That's
What
2.
is it that I'm trying to achieve? I'm trying to achieve a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Next one, this one is a plus b squared. True? Type 1?
Yeah.
Type
Type
3? I sorry,
1.
I apologize, type 1. I apologize, type 1. I'm trying to achieve a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Can you understand or
Okay.
not understand?
Yeah.
So from here itself, right? Once I have all of these things down, okay, once I have everything written down, I'm not gonna fix my eyes on the first one. A minus b squared, right? So what you're going to do, of course, okay, you're going to first ask yourself, what do I have? I have a, right? A is z.
Mhm.
True. I want a squared. I will say z squared. Make sense?
Yeah.
B is 3q. I want b squared. I will get to 9q squared.
9q squared.
Okay, so for the first one, we can work it out already. We can say z squared minus 2 bracket z, right? Agree?
Yeah.
Agree or not? 3q,
Yeah.
correct? Plus 9q squared. Can you understand? Once again, I have no
Yes.
space, so I'm just going to erase that. For the second one, my a is z, all right? My b, it's same thing, z squared. What b? What am I saying? My a squared is z squared, correct?
Yeah.
My b is 3q. My b squared is 3q squared. The only difference about the second one over here is that it comes with a plus. That means to say my final outcome has to be you can see?
Plus.
Got it? Yeah, very good. So over here, I believe there's a missing plus over here. Can we just add in the missing plus first? Okay, there's a missing plus there. Let's add in that missing plus. Plus, what is this over here? We want it to be z squared plus 2 bracket z bracket 3q plus 9q squared. Can you understand? Okay, then from here itself, you can solve the first part, z squared. Then this part over here, let's jump a bit. Okay, we'll find out what is this first 3qz times so minus 6qz plus 9q squared. I apologize, 9q squared. And then what we are going to do now is we are going to solve the second part, which is this part over here, plus z squared. And then after that, what we are going to do, of course, we are also going to find out what is this, which is plus z times 3. That gets me to same thing, right? It's positive qz.
6qz.
Yeah, plus 9q squared. Okay. Then what you're going to do right now is you're going to ask yourself a very simple question, right? And same family
Same family
together.
circle.
Yeah. Okay. So you use this very powerful one, right? Z squared plus z squared. Okay, I try z, put a line over there. So I will not think that it's 2. In my exams, right? I get panicky, right? And then what if I were to, see wrongly or copy wrongly? You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So
Yeah.
if it's z, the moment you see z, you want to quickly write z with a line over there. And okay, so
Mhm.
this becomes 2z squared. Okay, I will just underline for you and tell you which one.
Plus
This one,
18q
right?
squared.
Yeah, very good. Then the second one, wait, is it 18? Is the second one 18?
Yes.
You didn't tell me that you're going to remove away this entire thing, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
This becomes what? 0, correct or not?
0.
Yeah, so we ignore this altogether. Make sense? Because minus the same thing plus the same thing, so it's nothing, right? So I focus on I fix my eyes on the next one. Can see?
No, wait, wouldn't it be a 3q squared?
Sorry again.
Not 9q. It wouldn't be 9q squared, it'd be 3q squared.
Why 3q squared?
Because
You realize
according
over here it's not 3q squared, it has to be
to 9q
9q
squared.
squared. Okay, not 3q squared. I apologize. It's 9q squared. I don't know why I wrote 3q squared. Now, why is that so? Maybe I'll just clarify this. But you see, even I make mistakes. So everyone, you all have to make sure whoever is watching this, you have to always check. Right? The two square spills into each of it. And those of you who make careless mistakes like that, do not be afraid of it. All right, just have to know. You have to be aware of what it is. Okay, we have a framework as to how we can overcome carelessness. All right, one of the things is
Mhm.
of course you have to speak as you write. Okay, so from here itself, you obviously can see that your answer becomes this. Okay, and this is my answer for this question. Now in A itself, right, we can see that we have the first one. We have the first one as a minus b squared.
Minus b
A
squared.
minus b squared becomes what? A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, once again, this is type
2.
2. This one is type,
1.
right? It becomes what? A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So you can see that there's a right column over here, right? I just want you to write 1 and 2. You understand?
Yeah.
T1, T2, type 1, type 2. Okay, now what we're going to do now, of course, is to, again, go back to the same process, right? Of, okay, looking at our first one, we know that a squared, in fact, let's start with a first. Okay, make no mistake,
7A.
like just now the mistake that I made in the earlier question was that I I didn't square the number, right? Right?
Yeah.
So now I'm very aware of it. I make sure in my second part I have to square the number with the alphabet. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so no point rushing. B squared is actually equals to 16b squared. You see, when I want to write something like that, I need to remember, I need to ask myself, what is it that I naturally will do wrongly? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I will be aware of that. I'll be aware, I'll be conscious of that, that I don't have to, yeah. Okay. Minus 2
Yeah.
bracket, 7a. Then after that, 4b over here, plus b squared. B squared is actually equals to 16b squared. Can you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Then of course, finally, we also want to look at the next one. Uh, well, they have a as 3a, so I am very aware a squared is actually equals to 9a squared. You see, I emphasize on the word 9a squared. Make sense? All right,
Yes.
b equals to 2b. All right, my b squared is actually equals to 4b squared. Can you understand? Okay, so then from
Yes.
here, you see, there's a minus over here. This is the killer, but you don't care about that first. You put a minus first, okay, then you write down whatever you want. Okay, what you want is 9a squared plus 2 bracket 3a. Okay, I'm just going to erase the t1 and t2. And then after that, I will have my b, which is 2b, true,
Yeah.
plus 4b squared. Can you understand? Okay, and since I have two rounded bracket already, right, I want to remove the one that is outside to a squarish bracket. Can you understand? Okay.
Yes.
Now then, from here itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve whatever that I can solve over here. Okay, of course, you all can obviously see that the part that can be solved is this part that I've just circled, right? So 49a squared, okay, 7 times 4, it's 7 times 4, it's 20, 7 for
28.
8, right? So that, then after I times 2, true or not?
So
I times
negative
2, so you get to negative 56. Don't forget the
56.
a and the b. Plus 16b squared. Can you understand or don't understand? Okay, then the minus remains. Whatever that is over here can be solved. Okay, so I'm just going to solve it all together. We will have 9a squared, and then what is over here has to be 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12. So plus 12ab plus 4b squared. Can you understand or don't understand?
Yeah.
More importantly,
Same family sit together.
invisible one over here. Not yet. We have the invisible one over here. You get where I'm coming from? All right, the
Yeah.
invisible one is the part that is important, right? So the 49a squared remains, then my 56ab remains, then my 16b squared remains, but I need to spew the minus one into each of the expression, and I always land on the signs, okay? Because I want to make sure that I remember that I'm multiplying together with the signs. You get what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah.
then the first rainbow, right? My first rainbow, you can see my cursor, my first rainbow over here becomes negative 9a squared. True? Second
Yeah.
rainbow becomes negative 9ab. Last one becomes negative 4b squared. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, then from here itself, you can see already. Obviously, you can just do your SFST. What do I mean by that? Same family, sit together,
Sit
right? So you
together.
have to, 49a squared go with, I tell you, some of my students, they love to do this. They love to do 49a squared. They just do it in their mind. I'm okay, but it's just that sometimes this is things that you try not to, because you will make careless mistakes. You get what I'm trying to say? So 49a squared, you just group them together first. You group them together, then minus 56ab, then minus 12ab, then after that plus 16b squared, and then after that minus 4b squared. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Then from here itself, this is one group, right? True? So this becomes
Yeah.
3a squared. The second group that we have will be this one over here, right?
So
Minus,
minus
minus,
68 AB.
yeah, very good. Thanks for helping me with this. I appreciate that. 68 AB, yeah? All right.
Yeah.
And finally, last but not least, is of course this one over here, right? That
So
becomes what?
plus 12B
Positive
squared.
12b squared. Very good. And is this your answer? And therefore, this is my answer for this question. Now, in the next question, once again, I'm going to identify the concept, right? So in the first part over here, which is whatever that is over here, right? We can see that this is a minus b, a plus b,
Plus
and
B.
then there's a plus q squared. So you don't really have to care about the q squared. So for the a minus b, a plus b, we know that this is type number 3.
3.
Okay, so I'm trying to achieve a situation of a squared minus b squared because you see, the question gave me brackets. So the question is essentially saying, oh wait, can you remove the bracket for me? That is what we call factorization. Make sense? So,
Yes.
so because you have this, right? Okay, you can see obviously from here itself, right? You have a squared minus b squared, right? So your a, you're trying to achieve a squared minus b squared, right? Your a in this situation is 7p. Your a squared in this situation, again, I get very, very, very careful. I know that it's 49. I must write down 49p squared. Make sense? Okay. Then after that, my b is e. My b squared is going to be e squared. Can you understand?
Then it's going to be
After that,
49p squared
right. So
minus
this one is
e
very easy,
squared
right? Just
plus q
49p
squared.
squared minus e squared plus q squared. You get what I'm trying to say? All right, and
And that's
therefore,
it.
this is my answer for this question because there's nothing common over here, nothing I can minus. Okay, and that's the reason why this is your answer for this question.
Mhm.
Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video or you can view our playlist here.